Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to the post-match. A nice, calm, simple, easy 2-0 win against the mighty Sunderland top six side that now are, of course, relegation, of course, right? Newly promoted, weak Sunderland. Nothing. They're no good. Don't worry about it. No good. Win isn't worth anything. 3 points isn't worth anything. United now sit 8th in the table at the close of this game. Obviously, there's more games to go. Level on points with Man City before their match. And yeah, not so bad. Nice, easy does it. I'm very, very happy with what we put together today. Very, very happy with what we put together today. But it's certainly going to be. It's only Sunderland. 2 points. Well, unless Palace win. At the moment, 2 points off that top 5 spot. That's it. My only complaint is, why couldn't we do this earlier? Well, sure. That is a valid view. That is a valid view. But at the same time, you got to just take things as they come. We really needed that win. I've seen enough. Lammens al-Gaib. Well, look, and there's a few things I want to talk through today that obviously matter and are obviously important in the grand scheme of things and looking at the game today. And while you're coming in, please do drop a like. Too much negativity when we lose, not enough positivity when we win. Let's ramp it up. Lammens, that's the tweet. It is. And you know what's so funny about that? Let's talk about Senna Lammens for a minute here. What did Senna Lammens do? Today? You know what he did? The basics. And he did them really, really well. The basics. 0.94 goals prevented, 3 saves, 2 high claims. The basics. I felt safe. With Senna Lammens in net. I felt secure with Senna Lammens in net. I felt confident with Senna Lammens in net. And you know who else felt secure? Who else felt confident? Who else felt good with Senna Lammens behind them? The defense. That back line. You can tell. I pointed out in one of the games earlier, in one of the tactics reviews I did, what was really obvious to me is that they were very much like afraid to pass the ball back to Bayindir. I pointed out in Brentford, there was a moment when Maguire was in there and he, instead of passing to Bayindir, turned and passed it out for a throw in. And some other players would do that as well. With Lammens in net, every time the ball was back there, they passed back to Lammens. Ahmad, Yoro, De Ligt, Shaw, Dallo, Dorgu, whoever was there, they would pass back to Lammens. No hesitation, no delay, no wondering what to do, no making a mistake, getting caught on it, no kicking it out for a throw in because they were nervous to put the keeper under pressure. They passed it back to the keeper and let him get it out. And I'll tell you 2 other things that I thought were really positive in terms of that from Lammens. Every one of his passes stays in the park. Have you noticed that? His passes, every single one, stays in the park. He gets it up to the striker. He gets it up to the attack so that we can actually at least have a chance, even if he's booting it. It stays in the ground. We needed that. It's like the basics. Dallo was doing his best to remind us to the past. We'll get to Dallo. We'll get to Dallo in a minute. And second thing, he passes with both feet competently. He might have kicked 1 out of play. I don't care. It was like 1 out of 45 or something like that. But he passes with both feet very, very competently with both feet. Is he right-footed? Is he left-footed? He's right-footed, but it doesn't matter. He passes very competently with both feet. Doesn't seem under pressure. Doesn't seem uncomfortable kicking with both feet. That's a huge plus in a keeper. I didn't even know that, to be quite honest, that he was as 2-footed as he is. But he looks like he could be either foot, and I don't really care. And it's like, well, that's good. That's one thing that takes you completely out of pressure. User, you are so negative. Any goalkeeper can do that. No, we haven't seen that for 3 years. Any decent keeper. So no, any goalkeeper cannot do that. He was good. We haven't even seen the basics for years. We've been in the dumps. It's been longer than that. David De Gea was a good keeper. Can't kick it with 2 feet. With 2 feet. David De Gea was so bad with his left foot. So bad with his left foot. Even De Gea was bad with his left foot. Even when he was at his best, he could not kick the ball. So no, we've not seen this for a long time, even competent passing and all of that. We need that. It's like the basics. And then the second thing is, of course, the commanding the box. He was quick to come out, quick to come off his line, quick to pick the ball up, quick to do lots of things. You know what I mean? It really, really helped. So hugely impressed with Lammens. Like we've been so bad. Obviously, a goalkeeper just doing the simple things right and confidently is great. I saw De Ligt run to Lammens at the final whistle. The other thing I saw from Lammens is that really basic shit. He talks. Whenever something would happen, he'd be instructing, talking, commanding, yelling. He's very vocal. Huge with a keeper to be very, very very vocal. Huge. You need that with a keeper. You need that. You need a keeper to be commanding and at the same time, a calming presence. So yeah, I wish we'd seen him sooner. I wish we'd signed him sooner. You can see how it helps. You can see how it helps. Macmillan, I know how you feel about Mount, so I know that's bait, but I love it. So that was really good. Big part of that. And then, so that was Lammens. Very, very impressed with him. And then this is the man I wanted to talk about next is Benjamin Sheshko. Benjamin Sheshko was so good today. Can we talk about Sheshko? Amazing. He was so good today. Sheshko, that's it. He was so good today was Benjamin Sheshko. Everything he was doing, I loved. Couple sloppy passes early. He picked it up, got on it. He was winning the first balls, winning the second balls, sending players through in the pass, gets his goal, getting where he needs to be. Sheshko was great. He helped us so much stay in control of the game. He helped us so much by staying in control of the game. I loved what I saw. I loved what I saw from Sheshko today. 2 goals in back-to-back games now. I think Sheshko was the man of the match, but I'm not sure. It's between Ahmad, Sheshko, and Lammens, and I'll talk about Ahmad why in a second. Yeah, I love when guys prove me wrong. It's like De Ligt, I've had my doubts. De Ligt was super solid. But yes, Sheshko was really, really good, held it up well, did a lot well for us, kept us in control, did a lot of good things, scored a goal, all of that. So that was Benjamin Sheshko. He's really getting going. The way that he's doing everything, was fantastic. The way Onana and Binders traumatized Old Trafford is crazy. They sang for Lammens. Exactly that. Like the simple, like people were on their feet for one claimed cross because we've been in the absolute trenches with our goalkeepers. In the absolute trenches with the goalkeepers. Okay. So yes, very, very good. Very, very good. From Lammens, very, very good from Benjamin Sheshko. And then I want to talk about Ahmad because not everything came off with Ahmad, but you want to know some crazy stat here? Ahmad completed 100% of his passes today. 38 out of 38 from Ahmad. 38 out of 38 passes completed from Ahmad today. 3 chances created. Wonderful, excellent pressing. Won 8 ground duels today. Only lost possession 8 times. 100% passing from Ahmad. And he's not always taking the safe pass either when he's doing that. That is really impressive at wingback. What he provides us there, and I'm not saying he was the best individual performer today, but what he provided us in that first 30, 40 minutes was absolutely special. Was absolutely special in terms of balancing the team, getting us into attack, getting us going forward, getting us into those danger areas, following up with the press, doing so many things that happened, right? You know, and I got to add one thing that we'll forget about when we talk about these games. And trust me, I was talking about it in the live, but it's going to be in the tactical breakdown. The situation room, guys, the amount of situations we still screwed up that should have been better chances was huge. And we still got a 2-0 win. So I'm not complaining, but we still screwed up a lot of chances. One of them, Ahmad, when he gets that free header in the box, I don't know if people remember, it was in the first half. He ends up off of like a rebound, gets a free header in the box. A free header in the box right in front of net, and he doesn't get it on target or across to Mount, unfortunately, and it should have been a goal. But that was one, actually a massive chance, like a massive chance that we got to start putting those ones away as well. But we got 2-0, so I'm happy with that. Then we'll talk about, I want to talk about Mason Mount. Before the game, Mount was really, really, really good. Really, really, really good. Our second half was so poor game. Yeah, and we'll get to that in a minute because I want to discuss that point. Okay. I want to discuss that point. Mason Mount's game was really, really good. And there was a lot of talk about why, Gunya rotated out and Mount in. But the fact of the matter is Mount has been one of our best players. He has this season. Whenever he plays, he has been one of our best players, and he makes the team tick. He's just good. He's intelligent. His movement, he's a manager's dream. He knows what he's doing on the pitch. He provides loads of support to the midfield. He provides loads and loads of support to the midfield and does a lot to help us, does so much to help us. He was so good. He does a lot that takes the burden off of Bruno. So Mount was really, 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 really good today. He plays with intensity, plays with consistency. He played all game. He played excellently, in my opinion. I think he just does a lot of the simple things right that make it all work. Okay. That leads me to Bruno. Here's the best thing I can say about Bruno and the midfield today, which is what it's supposed to be. When I've said in the past, which has been misunderstood, obviously, because I get it, I kind of say it poorly. The best thing I can say about the midfield is you didn't notice them. That's kind of how it's supposed to be in the Amorim team. When I say like midfield doesn't matter in his system, all of that, it's kind of what I'm talking about today. Good performance from Bruno. We didn't notice him. We just didn't notice him. It was a good performance. You don't notice him today so much, right? Nothing crazy, nothing amazing, nothing like, you just don't notice him. And that's kind of how the midfield is supposed to be. They keep it simple, keep the ball ticking, keep everything moving, keep it going where you want it to be, and you don't notice him. Casemiro was calm for most of the game. Casemiro was calm. Bruno was calm. They were just doing the basics in that game. They could do more. I don't think it was an amazing game from them. They could do more, but that's what it's supposed to be, is that it's calm, keeping it simple, doing what you need to do. Bruno, a few good key passes, some decent passing percentages. Got worse in the second half, but he did move forward. He was at like 90% passing at one point, only 4 turnovers in the first half or something like that. So that's kind of what I want to see. There's a couple times that still bother me, but it's supposed to at least be not so noticeable like that. De Ligt, another great performance at central center back. De Ligt is pretty much flawless in that position. Lenny Yoro, very good in the first half, very good in the start of the second half. Luke Shaw, I'm not going to say anything about. Luke Shaw is once again an on his day player. He was bad last week. He's good this week. I don't trust him. Don't care. if he had a good game today. He did. Next week it'll be bad, or next game it'll be bad. It's just how it is. Until I see Shaw actually string together like 5 games in a row, you just know what he's going to do next week. So I'm not going to be negative, but he does it every. There was, however, at 90 minutes, Sunderland got their best chance of the game. 90 minutes, Sunderland got their best chance of the game, and the reason was Luke Shaw. The reason was Luke Shaw. At 90 minutes, Sunderland got in the box and got their best chance of the game. That Bayindir saved. And it all comes from Luke Shaw. It all comes from Luke Shaw at that moment. He got turned. He was really late to step up. He was really late to press. And then he got turned, let them right in. And it came from Luke Shaw. I don't trust him. I'm not being sold. I'm not being sold. He got sold on that dribble. Yeah, it was just like what Doku did. So that's your warning sign for me. I'm not sold. And lastly, we got to talk about Diogo Dalot. Stinker. Genuinely 1 out of 10 performance in that first 60 minutes from him. The team was playing well. Dalot couldn't sort out a simple dribble or a pass. It was really bad from him. Really, 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 really bad from him. Like, kind of as expected, but I get it. He made a good long throw. Fine. That's making one good long throw because get a goal out of it. That doesn't give me absolutely anything because he was bad at everything that he did in that game. It was really, 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 really bad. So, yeah. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. It was really, 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 really poor, but we kind of know that. If you take this team and you throw on, I think Dorgu at left wing back, maybe you make a change in the midfield for Liverpool. I'm not sure. I think we'll be all right. So I was glad to see the early sub though. The early sub was important. I'm glad he subbed him off first. I am. I'm glad he subbed him off first. You know, that's for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say an athlete that's good at football rather than a footballer. I would say he's an athlete. That's it. He's an athlete. The team when Cunha and Dorgu came on should win the starting team. I mean, you could argue that, but Mount was really good. Mount helps us a lot, you know. But no, look, I'm really happy. I didn't talk about Mbumo. He did get the first assist. Second half, a lot of mistakes from Mbumo in situations. I'll cover that in the tactics video tomorrow. But yeah, a lot of mistakes in the second half. Still hasn't quite got going, Brian, but that's okay. Still hasn't quite got going, but I still really, really like Mbumo. Yeah, the in-game management today was better. But I want to talk about that second half a little bit because I started noting it down during the game, the situations, because obviously when you look at it, like it feels like with the flurry we got in the first half that the second half was bad. Did we settle in? Yes. Is that a bad thing? Not really. Nor do I think we actually like gave the game to Sunderland. If you kind of look at the numbers, like the chart on this, yeah, after we scored the second goal, we calmed down a little bit and let them in a little. The second half wasn't Sunderland. It was neutral. It was just neutral for me. It wasn't like good or bad. It was neutral. And that's okay, given the situation that we're in. I think you look at it and say, what did this team need? It needs some confidence. You know, it just needed a little bit of confidence. Like, that's it. Just a bit of confidence just to settle in, to get a clean sheet. You know, yeah, we defended decently more in the second half. But if you look at like the possession, it's not like it was 70, 80%. We still created a few more chances. We still had more shots. You know, we still had, it was like a fairly neutral second half, which is fine for me. I really don't care about that. You could put Xerxes in wingback. You could put him at midfield. I wouldn't really care. I mean, at the end of the day, it was still 15 shots to 8. Significantly outproduced them. a neutral second half. But I want to add in that second half, one of the things that we're bad at is I noted down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 situations where exactly this AB, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. The execution of the final third is really atrocious in every game, hence why we struggle to score, always allowing teams back into games. That is correct. When we settle in a little bit and defend a bit more, drop off a little bit more, just not go crazy on it and give it a calming game to try to see out a game, which is fine at 2-0. One of the things that it does is, of course, you're hoping in doing so, you're still going to get chances because they're going to have to open up a little bit more and you're going to be able to get at them directly a bit better. We had 7 good opportunities in that second half. And I do mean good opportunities to run in and attack them where we had an ideal situation. We had a numbers advantage in the attack and we screwed it up 7 times in that second half. And they go under the radar because, yes, it's not sustained pressure, but it's that. And so I think the second half plan was totally fine. Suck them in a bit, be defensively compact, get a few chances the other way. The problem is we keep screwing up our chances the other way. That's all. The second half would have looked a lot better if we had been, we get better at converting those situations into chances. Because no, they're not sustained pressure with 600 passes. We did get that for the first goal. But the second half would have been a lot better if we had done that. We finally played 4-4-2 in defense, pressing like we did in preseason. We tend to when Ahmad is out there. When Ahmad is not out there, we don't. We just never do. It's a systemic issue. It happens every game. Yeah, I know you're not saying it's a system issue. It's a systemic issue. It is a systemic issue. But I don't know a way through it. It's not changing the manager. Promise you that. That problem itself is not done by changing the manager. That's just players getting on the same page. I think that's just time to working together, playing together. And Bumo, Sheshko, you still have to think how little time they've played together. They just need more. I think they just need more time together on the pitch. That's all. I honestly don't know how that solves until they just get more time together. You've got a whole new attack. You've got a whole new front three. You've got a whole bunch of players that have never played before with each other. I think they just need to coordinate better. That's all. They'll get there eventually. One of the things you cannot let people do after this game because look, it's one game, but people will negatively turn you on this right off of the bat. One of the things you cannot let people do is spout this bullshit, and I will not accept is people spouting this bullshit about how we take all our chances or speculative long shots. Because in the first half, we took long shots. They're not bad shots. They are absolutely, just because they were from distance doesn't mean they were bad shots. Bruno's shot that the keeper saves, which with a great save, deflects off the crossbar, ends up at Ahmad, creates an even better chance. Those were not bad long shots we were taking. I don't think any of our long shots are ones that I would call a bad shot today. I don't think any of them were. And so don't let people bullshit you about saying we only take low percentage chance shots, things like that. We don't create good chances, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. It isn't true. Okay. It's not true. Sometimes long shots are good shots. Mbumo took one when he was like wide open. Sorry, I'm just trying to switch something over here. Mbumo took one when he was wide open. Casemiro had a really good one as well. He was wide open. He sent it into the crowd. Unlucky. You know what I mean? Like those were actually really good shots to take. Ahmad had a good one that was a bit from distance, edge of the box. Yeah, don't let people say that shit because that shit just is that analysis bothers me even more because it just has no basis in fact. That video from The Athletic was crap. I'm sorry, it was crap. Because if you actually compare the numbers, United take fewer shots outside the box than Liverpool and such, a lower percentage. So come on. Lammens' good debut, commanding in that box. Yes. That video from the Athletic, it was bullshit. It was really base, poor analysis that was just being used to beat United when they were down. That part is just not true. United do take a fair number of shots outside the box because they take the most shots in the league. Percentage-wise, they take, and they have the highest in the box. It's like, we take plenty of good shots. Today, another example of that. Don't let people convince you we only get low opportunities or anything like that. Not the case. We made a lot of good chances today. We don't need that. We don't need that negativity bias. So yeah, really, really happy, guys. I don't know. I'm really happy. I mean, if Chelsea don't win today, we're above Chelsea in the table. If it's a draw, we are above Chelsea in the table. You guys, I hope we realize that. With a draw, we are above Chelsea in the table. We're above Newcastle in the table. We're above Aston Villa in the table. We're above mighty Marco Silva in the table with all his tactical genius. Hell, if City lose by 10 goals, we could be above City on the table. No, I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen. But like, we needed this. We needed this. We needed this. Yeah, they said solely on the eye test and not data, and then they didn't compare to other teams. That's a stitch-up job. That's a stitch-up job to me. That's crap. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that's right. Bruno Hospital pass around 27. Yeah. But no, look, I'm looking at it, and I'm where I'm at today. One game doesn't change everything. But I asked for three things that were my complete three things that I said you have to do this week. You have to start a wing back, and I was 100% right. We are a different team when Ahmad starts out there. A hugely different team. It is life-changing. The whole system is different when you start a winger at wing back. The whole system is different when you start a winger at wing back. It is. It's just a fact. That was one. That was one near top of my list. The second thing was the keeper. It's a free hit. Lammens for Bayindir. Did it. Both of those things worked really well. The third thing was Lenny Yoro starting. That was really important. Really, really important. After that, I said what I also want to see is no Dalot and Shaw and a change to the midfield. I don't think we'll see Dalot next game. But we'll see about that. But we got most of the things we wanted. I always said it. Well, I said when we were on 4 points, clipped by Cran, when we were on 4 points, I remember what I said. We have 3 games. We need to get 6 or 7 points. I'll be happy. We beat Chelsea. We lost to Brentford. We beat Sunderland. Last year, we were on 8 points out of 7 games. So this was a big one for us, I think. A big one. I'll take it. Exactly. I'll take it. We got our 6 points in the last 3 games. I'll take it. We're on 10 after 7. It's an improvement. Is it a huge improvement? No. But it's an improvement all the same. And, you know, when you have improvement, you got to take it for what it's worth. I mean, last year, I'm curious about this, by the way. Last year, after 7 games, we were in 14th and we were on 8 points. The previous year, after 7 games, we were on 9 points. So it's better than the last 2 seasons. Okay, I'll take that. What about the previous year? Ten Hag's first season was surely better. 12 points. So we're 2 points off of that. 14 points the previous year. Wow. Is that the season Ollie got? No, is that the season Ollie got sacked? That's crazy. We were on 14 points after 7 games and Solskjaer got sacked. Standards are slipping, man. Standards are slipping. But anyway, it's interesting to think about. But no, I mean, look, the missed penalties, we'd be in top 4. I mean, sure, that's actually true. I mean, I don't want to call everything on the missed penalties, but you add 1 point and we're in 6th right now. If we just gotten that draw against Brentford from the penalty, you add the penalty to Fulham, we'd actually be around 12 or 13 points. Yeah, we thought we should be pushing for the title. It's crazy. We were deluded. We thought we were a lot better than we were. Yeah, I think I said I would be really happy with 7 points from 3 games after City. Yeah. I think I said 6 or 7 a few times, but I said 7 I'd be very happy with. We got 6. I'm decently happy. I'm moderately happy. I'm not convinced. I'm moderately happy. I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm okay with where we're at in terms of results. Not stoked, not convinced entirely, but happy with where we are. I'm settled. And it's like we just need to calm it down. You know, we need something like this. We need something like this. We really, really needed a game like this, a solid, consistent, clean sheet. And we've got things. The good part about this, if we have 6 from 3, 6 from 3 is good. 2 points per game is huge. I hope people do realize that. Like 2 points per game is great. 2 points per game gets you Champions League. Actually, 2 points per game gets you Champions League. So the last 3 games, getting 6 points is a win. Definitely. Yeah, exactly. We were 14 and we were in 4th. Yeah, that season under Yep. No, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I think there's still a lot of room for improvement. I think there's still a lot of room for improvement, but as long as we stick with that winger out wide, Lammens in net, Lenny Yoro and De Ligt in our back line, I think we're going to be okay. As long as we don't compromise on those things, we'll be okay. You know what I mean? I mean, fuck, man. Just take Lammens. Do we lose to Arsenal if Lammens is in net? No. We don't. That's the truth. We do not lose that game to Arsenal if Lammens is in net. My third center back, whoever's performing, I'd like to see Heaven given a chance. I'm not saying Heaven is the be-all, end-all. Mazraoui, Heaven, just whoever's can perform consistently. You know what I mean? Let's get some viewers going. I have to be done at like 11, 10, 30 minutes from now at most because I need to my son's soccer game I got to go to. Football game, excuse me. Let's get some viewers coming in. But no, I'm curious this week to look at the stats, look at the numbers, look at where we're at. I like Heaven. I want to see Heaven get a chance. I really, really do. Don't get me wrong there. I want to see Aiden Heaven get a chance now because I think he can. I think he could do well. But yeah, I just look at a lot of little things that are going on and I'm like, if we can get if we make a few little changes, we'll be much, much better. All right, Shahan, you ready?
How you doing? Hey James, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, lots to talk about. I think it was a really good performance. I've made some notes, positive, negatives. We'll start with the positives because it was a win.
Yes.
I think the play was much more controlled. I think there was no chaos, I felt. And that, I think, directly links to Mount playing. And then I feel for Bruno to play in that deeper role, he needs to be partnered with Mount.
Yes.
And if
that's a good point. Very good point.
And if Amorim is persisting that Bruno has to play deep, then he has to be partnered with Mount,
Yeah.
right? And then
With
there's the,
Mount in the 10, you mean? Yeah,
in the
yeah,
10, yeah. And
yeah.
then that's where the challenge is, because then you have to select between Cunha and Mbumo, right?
Yep.
Because I feel Cunha and Mbumo are more of the flair players, right? Whereas
Yep.
Mount is more sort of, he's an intelligent player. He knows how
Yes.
to press. He knows he's good in spaces. He
Yep.
can hold the ball up really well. He rarely misses a pass, right? And
Yep.
that's what you need over there. And Mount playing there enabled Bruno to be more composed,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
Because when there's a chaotic element, Bruno goes crazy, and then he takes it on him, and he's like, "Oh, I have to do everything," right? So the
Yep.
challenge now is, and I felt it was very composed because we had a 2-0 lead, right?
Yep.
But the
Yes.
challenge
Yes.
now for Bruno is to not lose his head and not take it upon his shoulder when we are a goal down. We still need to
Yep.
play the same way like we did today, composed, even if we are 1 or 2 goals down.
Correct.
That
Correct.
is the
Correct.
challenge. And I
Yes.
agree with the point that you made, saying that, oh, we didn't notice Bruno. And that is what we need. We don't need to notice him even when we are 2 goals down. We need
Yep.
him to be composed. Let him take a back seat, right? You've done
Play
enough
within
for
the
this club.
team. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
give the others time to shine. You play like
Yeah.
now, like you are a leader. That's
Bruno
what I
said
want from
that
him.
too himself. I think at the start of the season, he said, "I really, this season," and I know it's hard for him, and I've given him a hard time this season, and I think
Yeah.
for good reasons at
Same with
times
me.
and such.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But he said himself, he said, "Oh, that's a
yeah.
goal from Chelsea." Wow. But he said himself, like, it's a
That's a
little goal.
really good goal. That's a good goal. Yeah.
He said himself,
Yeah.
you don't need to hear Bruno. Everything
Hmm.
doesn't need to be Bruno anymore, and that's what we
Yeah.
want. We
Yeah.
need the team to play.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's a good one.
Amazing. I think the combination between Ahmad and Mboum was much more better. I think
It's
there's
growing.
you can
Yes.
see work being done on the training pitch, and it's so shocking that how if we don't have Ahmad for a game, I don't know why we go with 2 fullbacks playing there.
Yeah, you
I
have
don't
to
know
get a
why
winger out
Amarim
there. You
gets
just
that.
have
That's
to.
defense. Yeah,
Yep.
because maybe he trusts Ahmad there because Ahmad has really good ball control and he keeps the ball pretty well. There's still instances where I think he needs to improve on final pass a little bit. He needs to be a little bit more composed, I think, in some instances. But then I think that will grow. Hopefully, that
Yep.
grows into him. Sesko was amazing. I think the runs he made was really good. A little bit of his final touches, I think they need to improve when he's playing back to goal. I think in the start he
Yep.
was a little bit nervy, but I think that's confidence. I think once he starts scoring, that will improve. His work
Yes.
rate is amazing. There was an instance where Sesko was blocking across. I don't know if you've seen that when
Yeah.
Cunha
Yep.
was there. I'm like, wait, what is Sesko doing there near the corner line, blocking across, and tracking back? And I think that was amazing from him.
Yep.
And yeah, I just had one more point where I feel we need to like how Mbumo and Ahmad are combining on the right. We need to have some sort of a combination on the left as well, because maybe
Yeah, I
going ahead
agree.
into the season, it might be a little bit too predictable, right? Because Ahmad's good
Yeah.
at defending. We need to play on both sides, and it's too
Yeah.
right centric. Our attacks are too very
Can you
centric
believe we're
towards the
saying
right.
that, by the way, after the last 15 years, that our attacks are too right-sided
I
now?
know, right? I know, right? When it was so left. But I think that there needs to be a combination there. Maybe dip into the market in Jan and kind of look for another wing back to like support Dorgu over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, negatives, I think final passes more. The Mbumo one really annoyed me in the second half because he's looking to find Cunha because there's something in going on that Cunha needs to get his first goal. So it was like
Yeah.
all playing, and Ahmad was completely free, and Ahmad should have been put in, and that would have
I
been 3
know.
0.
I marked a lot of timestamps for my video later to
Yeah,
talk about some of those final passes and
yeah.
decisions. Yeah.
And the composure, I think, needs to be better in the second half. I think we dipped in the end. The chance, I think, in the towards the end of the game, I think that was the dip, but I think that will grow hopefully.
Yep.
And Lammens, man, and I think that stems from Lammens because Lammens he did so much, like you said, he did the basics right. And
Yes.
I think,
Yes.
yeah, and I think that gives composure to the team, right?
100%. I
Yeah,
100% agree.
if your
Yep.
keeper is shit, and even in the opposition's head, it puts it in their head saying
Yeah.
that, oh, this guy's playing good, so we need to think more, right? Whereas if you
Yeah.
have a shaky keeper, you know that anything you
Just
put on
toss it in the
target,
box. Just put it in
exactly,
there and
and
it's gonna
that's
happen. Yeah.
if it. And I assure you, if it was Bayern did in goal, right, the striker who took the shot, he would have slotted it into the net, right?
100%. It's crazy how that affects things because it's also
Yeah,
like even just coming those few steps
yeah,
forward. You
yeah.
compare I talked about the goal Brentford scored,
Hmm.
Thiago, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great strike. Yes,
As an
he's in on
attacker,
net,
mentally, it
but
makes you think
but
that
behind
yeah,
you're
this keeper's
stuck.
good. Yeah,
And so you
exactly.
have you don't even have to think about it. If you come out 5 steps, it makes a big difference to
And that's
them.
the
It
reason I'm
changes the way
so
they think.
annoyed. I really feel
Yeah.
that, Amorim has blood on his hands. He should have put in Lammens
Yes,
straight
he
away.
should
I know
have.
like we keep saying that he's young, but he's 23 years old.
But
And
what if? Let me play devil's advocate a little bit on that, even though I
yeah.
actually agree with you. I'm just playing. What
Hmm.
if the fact that we got such a good, calm, composed performance
Hmm.
is we'll never know, is
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
he took his time to get into the team and settle and he felt now he's ready and he got
Yeah.
what if he got it absolutely right and before this he might have been bad, he might have been unsettled, he might have made mistakes, but he
Hmm.
got him at the right time when he was confident. Just what if? It's hard on the outside
It's
because
hard to
I
say,
think
but
he should have played him earlier because it
I'm
couldn't
just
be worse than Bayindir
I agree, James,
personally.
but
But
I'm just looking
yeah,
like the basics. It's just the
yeah,
basics
I
that
know,
he
I
does
know.
right. And I'm like, with both our keepers in terms of Onana and Bayende, their basics are not right as keepers.
Yeah, I know, I know.
So any keeper who is even 20 to 30% better than those two will still be able to do something better and give us points, right?
Yep.
And it's more like not us. It's for us not more like, we need a stable presence. It's like also to put the doubt and to make the opposition strikers think, knowing that, oh, if I put a ball in, we know that Lammens is going to claim. But when
Yeah,
Bind is in goal, we are like, oh, just hoof the ball in.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
it's
hear
you
you.
have to make even the opposition think in that way.
Yes.
But
Yep.
yeah, we have to back this up. Hopefully now there's hope after the international break that we could go to Anfield and get something. So yeah, you
We've
couldn't ask for
played
more.
decent at Anfield the last few
Last
times
time,
we've gone there.
yep,
The last
yeah,
couple times, I think. I mean, I
yeah.
know we had the 7-0, gosh, a few years back,
And
but
the
since
obsession with
then,
Dallo needs to stop.
actually,
I
that
was
was at
like,
home. No, that was at Anfield. Yeah, yeah. What am I thinking?
the obsession with Dallo, I think,
Yes,
yeah, we need to
yes,
find someone else to play there. That's even if Luke Shaw plays at
100%.
wing back. I don't even
I
mind
don't
Luke Shaw
care.
playing at wing back.
Anything but Dallo, man.
But
I
anything but
can't do
Dallo.
it.
That guy is technically so flawed. And the craziest part was I was not annoyed at the miss pass, but I was annoyed that he puts his hand up, apologizing, tracking back. I'm like, what the hell? Just
What do you
run back. Why
just
are you
run?
apologizing
I know.
midway?
I
I'm like,
know.
that was so annoying. I was like pissed off at that moment. But yeah, anyway, it's a win. It's a clean sheet, surprisingly, with a better keeper in goal. We get our first clean sheet and nothing more to ask for. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
for
it's a
sure.
good hate watch now. We can finally hate watch
Can
in
enjoy the
ease.
weekend. Yes, we can
So
enjoy it. We
yeah,
can look at it. I think the next
absolutely,
thing is like turn those 2 O's into 4 zeros
exactly. Yeah,
because that will turn the 1-1s into 2-1s and the 0
exactly.
2s into 3-2. Like it's
I
the
think
same
there's
thing,
conditioning
you
as
know?
well. The conditioning is pretty low. So I think once the
Yeah.
conditioning of the squad improves in terms of uh
Intensity
Amorim
for
speaks
time.
so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
about intensity and
yeah,
physicality and
yeah,
dominance. I think that because we start the first half so intensively, and I think that will build up slowly because I think we are trying to change the conditioning of these players. So I think that will improve also with new players coming in. Hopefully, we recruit well, like we've done this summer. So I
yep,
think that's a gradual process, and I think that will improve as time goes on. So and hopefully
for sure.
then we can see those 2-0s turn into 4-0s and 5-0. So yeah,
100%, 100% agreed. All right, my
perfect.
friend. Thank you. Thank
Take
you.
care.
I
Take care.
appreciate it.
Have a
See
good
you,
one,
buddy.
James. See you. Bye.
See ya. I don't know if there's something in the water, guys. There's nobody else who wants to speak today. When we lose, it's flooded. There's like 30 people in here. Is everybody just kind of like happy today? Is that it? I've actually got no other guests lined up at the moment. Usually I've got like 20 people looking to say their piece in here, but it's calm today. Or people just like feel good, don't have anything to get off of your chest. I'll talk. Everybody's watching pool. I am too. It's on the TV behind here. You can see it almost in the reflection, but um busy cooking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. It's like when you win, you feel like you can let go a little bit more and you don't need to get things off of your chest You know what I mean? I think that's part of it as well. But hey, the cooking is the cooking. Cook your food. Do all of that. Do all of that. Knife T. Are you knife? Knife? Are you? Is that knife TK? You were in the chat previously before the game saying we were going to win. Let me bring you in. Let's see. Are you who I think you are from the earlier?
Yes, so that's me. It's the
Yes.
5 point guy.
Yes, let's go, my friend. We
All
got
right.
the big win. You were
Yeah,
telling people, come on, guys,
I
get
was
behind the team.
positive. Just get behind the team.
Yes,
I mean, the game was
yes,
a good game today. I just think we need better players, to be honest with you. I'm not with changing managers no matter what. It's only if the manager is really, really bad. And this guy
yeah,
is really good. I mean, you can't say he's bad from his record and stuff. All of a sudden, we have a setback from last season and we just want to cut it off. Let's give him a
right.
chance. We just need to keep supporting the team no matter what. Because if we don't, who will support the team? If we are the supporters of the club, the media is against us, other fans are
Mm,
against us,
yeah,
and we now piling on again. That's bad for the team, bad for the morale. When I
I
saw
agree
the
with that.
lineup this morning, even though I didn't agree with some of the things, but push positivity out. The boys will see it. Maybe next week it will encourage them more. Next week it will encourage. So that's why I'm kind of preaching the positivity aspect. Not that the team is great and we're winning the Champions League tomorrow. No, but if we don't support them, who will?
Right.
That's where I stand. But it was a good game. I wish we scored 5 goals, which would give more morale.
Will be nice. We'll get there. I think we'll get there. I think we'll get there.
But yeah, I think our season starts now.
Yeah, I love the mentality that you're talking about there because, I try. I don't always keep up with it. Sometimes it gets hard, but I try to push that because of that same kind of point. It's not about saying we're good and like insisting we're good when we're not. It's just that why not? Does it hurt or help the team for the fan base to be
Yeah.
behind them? It's got to help them, right?
Yep.
It's got to help them. I mean, yesterday Ruben Amorim spoke in his press conference about how the players listen to what people say. We know this. I've been talking about that all summer in the lead up. Like, guys, you got to realize these guys actually listen. They
Yep.
hear this stuff. They see this stuff all the time. They listen. It affects them, and it is a problem in the United environment. When you wonder, why is United such an impossible place? Why is it a graveyard for careers, for managers, for coaches, and all of it? The pressure cooker that is here and the way that it is from ex-players, from media, from all that is so bad.
Yep.
It is a part of that environment. And we can either contribute to the negativity in that environment or we can push back against it and try and help. And
Yeah.
that's the choice you have as fans.
Yeah, and
Whether
that's
you
that's
like it or not, whether we're
definitely
good or not, you have that choice.
that's actually that's our job as supporters. I see other clubs who I don't as big as us support their players, so we can
Mhm.
do more. We can do more as fans. Just hey,
Yeah.
it's game day today. You guys, you got it today. You got it. It gives them energy. I just like any other person
Yeah.
on any other job. It's kind of makes you do better.
Yep. 100%. It can't hurt. It can only help.
All right.
Well,
Well, James, keep up the good work. I really enjoy what you do. I think I've posted it before. Like, I like that you bring sanity to all the chaos in the media. It's crazy. It
yeah,
Negativity sells, but thanks for being positive.
of course. I'll keep going. I've got 2 weeks now to chat and this will this will help for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Thank you, my friend. See you
Ciao.
later.
Yep.
Okay. Bye. That's great. Yeah, I love that. I feel Mount is our key player. He helped with the mid being a lot more compact, and I feel he's more important now than Cunha. We need him fit. Well, he can be. He can be. If the players are paying attention to watch fans are saying social media the wrong players, I agree with you. It's a problem. It's a problem, and it's a part of why I still think more turnover is needed. Like one of the like he was saying, Knife there was saying, we just need better players. I agree with that. I think there are players that they get in their head on these things, and that's a part of the reason they're not good, and that's a part of the reason they don't perform, and that's a part of the reason these things happen. They shouldn't be looking at socials. They shouldn't be seeing this stuff. They shouldn't be focused on all of that. We do need better players in some respects. It's sometimes as simple as that. But I agree with this Mount take is really interesting because since the first game, it's kind of felt like it was good with Mount. And then when he was out, we were worse. And every time he plays, we're better. every minute Mount's been on the pitch, I think we're better. I mean, hell, even in Grimsby when he came on at left wing back, we were actually better. Like he is a good player. He's an intelligent player. He's a good presser. He's a lot of things that we need at this club. And I think he could be a very, very key player for us as well. It's still interesting. You know, I know right now it's easy to say this. It's one of the excuses, you know, that you'll get and all of that. I understand it's an excuse, but I got to tell you, I'm still watching teams week in and week out. And I just don't think we're really much worse than a lot of them. I'm not saying we're good. I'm not saying that we're better than everybody. I'm not saying that everything's okay. I'm not saying we don't have issues. I watch Chelsea, Liverpool here, and I go, they're really not better than us. There are things they are better at. There's things that they have better for, especially in terms of match winners and things like that. They do that. They are, obviously, but I watch them play and I'm like, they're not that good. Like we can hurt Liverpool. We can. You know, we genuinely can hurt them. We're definitely unluckier. We definitely have a significantly worse keeper making mistakes on a regular basis that has cost us point. We've definitely missed penalties that have cost us. There's things they're better at. Obviously, don't get me wrong. They're better than us. What I'm saying is that they're not performing significantly better than us at the moment. So don't get me wrong and take that the wrong way in what I'm talking about here. They're better than us. They're not really performing better than us. They do a lot of the basics better than us. I can say that. Their way they play itself is not that great, but they do a lot of the basics right that we get wrong. It still baffles me how bad we are at certain basics. That's one problem that I look at and I go, how is that still happening right now? You know what I mean? How is that still happening right now? That we're still bad at so many little things, little basics, little passes, little basic decisions, stuff like that. They're more clinical. Yes. In terms of the actual performance and style, I'm sorry, I don't see these guys being better than us in that respect. I don't see Liverpool playing some system or style that's actually better than ours. They just execute a bit better in a lot of ways. And they just finish and take their chances a bit better. You know what I mean? That's it. I don't see it. United remain, by the way, top of the XG table as of this point in time. $3.10s we want to start is a good place to be. I agree. No, but listen, here's why I bring up the XG thing and being on top of the XG table, okay? Because every week we're top of the XG table and it's like, well, no, we're actually not good at creating chances. Wait till it's longer. And then the next week we're still top. And the next week we're still top. And the next week we're still top. Maybe we are actually good at creating chances consistently week in and week out. Maybe we are. It's been 7 games. I'm not saying that's the whole fucking season, but like maybe we're actually good at making chances. Maybe we're not bad at making chances. There's things we're bad at. But it just like every game goes by, we're on top of that. We're on top. Every game, top. Every game, top. Every game, top. So at some point, you've got to look at it and say, maybe we're actually good. You were also the highest team in the league on shots on target per game now, too. So there's another one. Top of the XG table, top on shots on target, second on touches in the opposition box, although I don't think that counts today. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know if that counts today because that doesn't look like it's updated. Touches in the opposition box. Let's see. 32. So we're second to Arsenal on touches in the opposition box as well. Maybe we're kind of good, man. I don't know. Maybe we are actually kind of good at creating chances. I think defending is still our biggest problem if I'm going to be real. I think defending is still the biggest problem that we have. But genuinely, like the games keep going and we just keep being top of some of these stats. There's a point where it stops being a fluke. You know, we're tied for third on big chances created. Like, so we're top of XG, second in touches in the opposition box, top of shots on targets per match, third in big chances created. Maybe we are creating good chances, and the people who keep trying to downplay it are just wrong because they're just trying to find fault with things that aren't wrong. What's wrong is, as I have maintained from the start of the season, one, goalkeeping. As we saw today, the goalkeeper makes a huge difference in terms of conceding goals. Two, we're still not clinical with the situations and chances that we create. Starts there, front and back, both boxes, right? Those are two issues, okay? No doubt about that, because, you know, missing 2 penalties is also costing you a lot compared to your expected goals. Those two things. Goalkeeper, being clinical with your chances. I think that tips the scales massively tips the scales. The third thing is I still think we especially when we don't play a winger at wing back, we lose our shape far too quickly, far too easily, and allow a lot of pressure. We allow a lot of pressure to come in at us, and that creates chances for the opposition. Those 3 things, I think, are really the main problems. I don't think it's a system. I never have. I don't see it. I never will. Today, we made systems chances. We made systems opportunities. Our defending was system-based. Our compactness was because of the system. It was just backed up by better performers. And you could see the consistency that comes from that, the simplicity of the game. It wasn't that complicated. It wasn't that hard. It didn't require that much. It just had players working hard, doing the basics in a good system. So I don't know, my friends. Weeks go by and we're still top of a lot of these measures. There's a point where we stop going, oh, it's too early to say anything. It's not too early to say anything. It's 7 games into the season. That's not nothing. Not to mention we've played in those 7 games big teams. Arsenal, Chelsea, City. We've played good teams during that period of time. I mean, Sunderland were 6th today when we started this kickoff, right? So it is what it is. I'll give one more chance if anybody else wants to come in. Otherwise, I'm going to probably end it here in a minute and then head off to my son's game. And then tomorrow, I'll probably do a quick review as well as the tactics video to kind of break down what we are seeing as well. Nice way to end off before the international break. A nice, solid, consistent performance like that. Lammens commanded his area, something I know. Very solid debut. Literally, it's been years since we've had a keeper command their area, even as simply as he did in that one game. Would Ahmad left wing back and Mbumo right wing? Yes, it would. I think Dorgu Ahmad balance is fine. How do we get on a call? The link is there. Let's bring in Joe while we still have time here. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's your thoughts on the game?
So I thought the game was pretty good. I think we played quite well. I'm looking forward to hopefully Amarim decides to play Dorgu on the left next if Mount's still there, because we saw a lot of good stuff with Mount and Dorgu. I think that link up will be fun. The main thing, I think, like backing the manager is going to be so important at the minute, because in the past we've had so many times where our managers have been bad, or like done bad, been in bad form, and our players have kind of down tools, and we've seen the leaks and things like that start to rise, and then they get sacked and the players get their own way. And if that's going to happen, it's just going to keep on happening over and over again. And I think if we back the manager and show these players that they're not in charge, it will only do good, even if it doesn't work out for him in the end.
I agree with that take entirely. Last night's articles frustrated me. I look at things like you could tell that like they were desperate journalists, things like that, to push for him to get sacked. Oh, yeah. They were hoping. The blood is in the water. They're circling. They wanted it. They needed another scalp. You know what I mean? And you look at the articles, a bunch of players have lost faith in the manager.
Yeah.
I've lost faith in most of those players. You don't get to lose faith in the manager. I don't care what you're like, we're good, we're bad. I don't care if the manager's screwing up. You don't get to do that. No. You know, you don't play for them. You play for us. We've lost faith in you. Most fans would sit there and say, no, I don't trust a bunch of those guys. You don't get to do that. And I think that there is a benefit to that, to breaking that cycle and not just following it, you know, and just sticking with it just because of that. All things considered, there is a benefit to that.
Yeah, I think it's easy as well for people to get carried away with like news articles and social media. Like I live in Manchester, so I know a lot of people who are United fans, and I talked to them about whether like what they think. They back the manager. They still think that like things could change. Yeah. He should be a bit more open with tactics and like changing players, things like that. But overall, I think they believe that it's the players just so often in the past, and we've like many times have just kind of give up, it seems. And you see it in matches sometimes if like 2-0 down, just throwing their arms about, not running as hard as they could do. Same reason we had that bomb squad like the last season. It's just that kind of stuff needs to get fixed, and it's not going to get fixed if you keep sacking managers, bringing new ones in, things like that.
Agreed. Well, I agree with all that, Joe. I agree with your take on that. I think it's a fair view, and obviously speaks to, as some of the others have said too, just keep backing it and pushing forward with this as we can now.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Very good. See you later. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with some things. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy the Liverpool-Chelsea game with Liverpool now losing, and I'll see you later. Okay, everybody? Have a good evening. Goodbye.